Dude, I gotta get this off. This is like way too hot on my face. It makes me look too hot, for real though. Dude, how old do I look now that I shaved? Like, I feel like I look way too young for like how old I am. But at the same time, it's like, who really cares? You know what I mean? I've been thinking about this quite a bit recently about like the idea of getting older, you know? Because it's one of those things where it's like, who really cares, you know? It's one of those things that happens to everybody. We're all getting older. But it's also that thing where it's like, man, like time passing you by and like opportunities you missed, all this stuff that like we tend to think about quite a lot, even though it's not even under our control, bro. The past is unchangeable. We can't go back. And that's something that we all should accept, and a lot of us probably have, but it's one of those things that's really hard to accept, you know? It's hard to tell yourself and be like, man, the past is done. At some point, you gotta be like, yeah, I missed out on a few things. It's whatever. It's cool, man. I think a lot of us tend to get in this like slump where we're like, oh man, I'm, X age, and now all of a sudden, like, all these people who are way younger than me have achieved way more in less time. It's like, all right, man, cool. They have different circumstances than you. They were in a different situation. They might have got luckier. They probably worked harder. Maybe some of them did. That doesn't reflect on you, but this is from personal experience. Comparison. Comparison is something that we're always told. Don't compare yourself to other people. Just compare you to you. But that also seems kind of narcissistic. Whenever you're always like, yeah, I'm trying to be better. Every day, and it's like, what does that even mean, bro? Sometimes we get so obsessed with like self-improvement that we forget to just experience stuff, man. Like, life at the end of the day is an experience. It's not a game. It's not a game that you play to get the most achievements or to get the most money, the most material things, or to be the smartest, to be the most wise. It's just something that you experience. Sometimes some people are luckier than others. Some people get a better starting spot and other people don't. It's a game that if you want to look at it as a game, it's a game that's unfair. Why look at it as a game? You wouldn't want to play a game that's completely unfair. And wherever you start, that's where you start, and you got to move from there. Whatever hand you're dealt, that's what you get. And I don't even like that, because like playing a game of cards, you lose a game of cards, you lost a game of cards. That's fine. It's whatever. You just play another game. You can't do that with life, bro. A lot of people just don't realize that like life is unfair, bro. And the people who think life is fair are the people who already have a bunch of good stuff and already have a good position in life and want to justify it by saying that they worked to get there. They don't want to tell people. They don't want to be told that they got lucky. Everybody wants to talk about how, no, I started from the bottom. I went from rags to riches. Even if they didn't. Even if to a certain extent they did. But at the same time, they had opportunities that a lot of other people don't have. And they just don't want to acknowledge that because they don't want to be seen as the person who got lucky. They want to feel control. Everybody wants to take control. Everybody wants to have some sort of sense of power over their lives. And some people like to have power and control over others. It's weird. And I think that once you acknowledge that a lot of us are power hungry and want to control things more than we can, and think we control things more than we do, then the more that you can just realize that a lot of things aren't in your control. And that's fine. That's just how life is, bro. I don't know, it's just a quick little rant. Something I've been thinking about. Yeah, so that's about it. Thank you so much if you watched all the way through. I really do appreciate it. But yeah, other than that, I will see you later. Goodbye.